Welcome. Today we'll do a self-compassion practice. And in doing so, we'll learn an exercise as well that can be brought into challenging moments when they arise from time to time. And it's a relatively short practice, though you could extend it for as long as you'd like. And because at this particular moment in time, there may be something for which a little self-compassion would be helpful, but there may not, we will draw upon something that has happened or something that is happening. It may be very close right now. It might be something that you bring to mind and to heart that creates a little bit of discomfort. Don't reach for something that's too big, especially as we're learning this practice. And if something is upon you now, many things are upon so many of us now, then you can draw upon that. This is a practice that brings together awareness of what we're experiencing. We'll do that especially at the beginning and the end when we acknowledge what we're experiencing and we allow it to be as it is. And then along the way, we will remind ourselves of things that are fundamental to what it is to be a human being, things that when we are more mindfully aware and open and responsive and attentive to life as it is, become known to us. And we'll remind ourselves of these somewhat elusive, fragile insights and ways that we can be good to ourselves. So, we bring ourselves into a posture that's upright and stable. As we lower or close our eyes, whichever you prefer, resting attention on the sensations of this body sitting as we breathe. Taking a few slower, deeper breaths, breathing in and out, in and out, in, out. And then feeling if it's upon you now, or reflecting on remembering something that can generate feelings of discomfort, of suffering, because it's something that you wish weren't happening or hadn't taken place. And it still has a freshness and aliveness that runs through you when it's brought to mind. Remember to be good to yourself. We'll be working with this discomfort, this emotional distress or agitation skillfully. We'll be bringing the power, the healing power of mindfulness and awareness and compassion to bear. And so acknowledge, recognize, what is it that is being experienced? You may put this into a word or a few words. It may be something that need not have words put to it. And as you acknowledge what it is that you are feeling, we further acknowledge what this is. This is a moment, this is a period of suffering. And in opening the, the lens, the container to be able to perhaps hold and bear this suffering, offer yourself a few words that connect to this reality, that this is a moment of suffering. You might offer yourself a phrase like, "This is really hard. This is painful." So as you breathe, acknowledge the reality of what it is to feel this. As we feel this, and then we remind ourselves that suffering is a part of life. It runs through the very fabric of what it is to be a human being. It's something that we all share at different times and in different ways, but it is part of our common humanity, our interconnection with each other, that we suffer from time to time. And we're not alone. We're never alone. And we can remind ourselves that it's okay to feel this way. It makes sense that we would feel this way. That we're not alone, and that others know this too. As we breathe, feeling the breath as it flows through the body, and then we offer kindness to ourselves. Just as you would offer your open-hearted, kind support to a dear friend who was struggling or suffering, we offer it to ourselves. And we allow ourselves to receive it. Because we know we're not alone. And we know that this is hard. You may want to put your hand on your heart as an expression symbolically of this offering of self-compassion, and as well because it can actually facilitate a meaningful shift. Even something as simple and profound as placing our hand over our heart and feeling the touch of our own kind gesture. And offer yourself, as you would a dear friend, words of support. Might be phrases like, "I'm here for you. This will be okay." And if you notice or detect even a little bit of resistance, well, be good to yourself. Don't do anything that's uncomfortable, but if you detect that resistance, you might want to, well, offer yourself a little self-compassion around that too. And so we close this practice as we began, allowing this moment to be as it is, aware of the breath flowing through the body, and of the body moving with the breath. In rhythm with this beating heart that we carry with us over the course of this lifetime, that sustains us, that we take care of, as does everyone else. I hope that you found this practice to be helpful, informative, and something that you can draw upon in time. Just taking a few minutes or longer, or a few breaths, to acknowledge this is a moment of suffering, to remind yourself that we're not alone, and to offer words of or a gesture of kindness to yourself. Wishing you well.